Specialist bike maker is hoping to raise up to $2 million through crowdfunding to continue its overseas expansion. The Auckland-based company Chapter 2 makes high-performance carbon road bike frames and has sold more than 1,500 in 33 countries since launching in July 2017. The public offer, which will kick off on snowball effect within the next 2 weeks, is for 40% of the company at $1 a share, valuing the business pre-money at $2.5 million.
Chapter 2 is a little bit different because, we have strategically positioned ourselves as a very boutique brand. So in the world of road bike racing, there's the big guys that specialize in the treks and things like that, and they have a big footprint around the world. They're able to distribute all around the world. But, for those people, those discerning customers who are looking for something really unique and different, that's the kind of customer that we're going after. We're not going after those guys who just want to buy a really great bike and roll on the street. We're looking for a statement product. Our products are really well designed, engineered, and the graphic designs are incredibly unique in the market.
Snowball Effect is also about to launch a second crowdfunding campaign for utility electric vehicle maker UBCO to fund its launch into Europe. The company aims to raise up to $5 million with a wholesale element. Hospitality entrepreneurs Andrew McIntosh and Scott Brown are seeking to raise $3 million from sophisticated investors for a boutique hotel development in Wanaka. Mr. McIntosh's company, B Property Group, wants to build a 35-room lodge on a former mini golf course in Wanaka, purchased 2 years ago for $1.45 million. Mr. McIntosh said price was why the project had not got off the ground earlier, but that's been overcome by looking to modular construction. Works like Lego, with assembly time taking just 8 days. The hotel is scheduled to be open for business around July or August. The government is rushing to clamp down on ticket scalpers, but the National Party questions whether any changes are needed at all. The government's released a consultation paper on proposals to put a cap on the price of resale tickets, enforce rules for better information disclosure to consumers, and to ban ticket buying bots. Commerce and Consumer Affairs Minister Chris Farfoy hopes to have legislation in Parliament before the end of next year, but says it's unlikely to be in effect before the election.
We spoke to one of the ticket agencies who said annually they're pushing away 5 billion attempts by bots to get tickets, so that's worldwide, and they've said certainly they've had attempts by bots to get tickets for events here in New Zealand, and then they are finding their way to resale websites where they're being sold for these exorbitant prices. So if we think we're immune to it, we're wrong, and I think that's manifested itself in people paying these exorbitant prices or arriving to an event and finding that their tickets are fake.
The National Party has questioned the need for a law change, saying the Commerce Commission already has the power to deal with the problem. It's also criticised the proposed timescale.
If they wanted to act on this quickly, if they saw it as a true and large problem, they could push it forward in the legislative agenda. Well, we'll have to see. Will we help on proposals that he hasn't identified yet? It would be silly for anyone to commit yes or no to that. So, Minister, hurry up and present them. Then we'll talk about whether or not we think they're sensible approaches.
Retailer Freedom Furniture, owned by scandal-hit multinational Steinhoff International, has returned a profit despite lower revenue in the year to September. According to results posted to the company's office, net profit for the year was $1.6 million, up from a loss the previous year of $250,000. During the year, Steinhoff converted $37 million of related party debt into equity through the issue of $40.7 million of new shares, pushing the company into a positive net equity position of $12.4 million. Freedom's immediate parent group has been rebranded Greenlit Brands under the leadership of CEO Michael Ford, who reportedly is considering changes to Greenlit's brand portfolio and its relationship with Steinhoff. The AFR reported that Greenlit has considered several options, including a public float, trade sale, management buyout and demerger. Fonterra has formally appointed Miles Hurrell to its chief executive role. He'd been in the interim CEO position since August last year. Fonterra chairman John Monaghan said Mr Hurrell's leadership and commercial skills had been impressive, noting his work alongside the board as it progressed its portfolio review and reviewed its strategy made him uniquely qualified for the role. Mr Hurrell will be paid a base salary of $1.95 million plus incentive payments. Now, by comparison, former CEO Teo Spear Shearings was paid $8 million in his last year with the company, although that included bonus payments from prior years. Mr. Hurrell said he was grateful for the board's support and the co-ops, farmers, owners and unit holders for their continued encouragement. To tomorrow, NBR's Jill South says why investors are buying green bonds, and the Nats go on the capital gains tax attack once again. For more on that and other stories, head to nbr.co.nz.